Howdy peeps, I'm Steve and I have thoughts on the science of losing weight. In case you can't tell, I am fat. I've been fat for as long as I can remember. I was a chubby kid, but in college I overachieved and my freshman 15 was more like 25. By the time I was 30, I was pretty heavy, and for the next 15 years I gained a pound a year, so I know all about being fat. But I have lost weight, 60 pounds. I'm only 3/4 of who I was before. Did you know it's possible to lose this kind of weight by eating 19 cups of Froot Loops a day? This video is going to explain how. I'm not saying you should lose weight eating 19 cups of Froot Loops a day, but it is possible. First, a little background. When I got to be 45, I had a job that was pretty damn easy. It was super low stress, and I only had to work about 5 hours a day. I was having my midlife crisis, so I decided it was time to lose weight. And I actually lost 60 pounds. I went from over 250 to about 190. But, like an idiot, I was too bored at work and I quit my job and went back to high-stress jobs and started regaining the weight I had lost. Over the next 10 years, I gained about 30 pounds, about half the weight that I'd lost. The pandemic helped out a lot there. I recently went on Wegovy, and now I'm back down into my 190s. Needless to say, I have a lot of practical experience losing weight. I'm making this video because I went on Ozemipc, Wegovy, almost a year ago. I get a lot of questions about what is it like being on the drug, and I decided to make a video on what to expect when you go on Ozemipc. But as I was writing that script, I realized there are a lot of things people don't know about weight loss, and that video wouldn't make a lot of sense if you don't know these things. Even many people who've tried losing weight before don't actually understand the basics of how our bodies gain and lose weight. So this video is for anyone that wants to understand weight loss better. Now there are some people who this video is not for. If you have an eating disorder or a medical condition that impacts your weight, then you should only listen to a doctor that specializes in that condition. Get the heck off YouTube. I am not a doctor. I have no formal medical training. I simply read a lot and I know how to separate the BS from the real. Also, I'm not selling anything. I have a full-time job that I love and it pays pretty damn well. So I'm not going to sell you anything ever. There's no secret Patreon you can join for my miracle weight loss supplement. I don't need your money. I do ask that at the point in the video where you think you learned something new, hit that like button. That way, someone else might get to learn something new by seeing this video. You can subscribe, but I am not going to be the Wegovy channel, so don't expect weekly Wegovy updates. Just random things once in a while when they're in my head and I just have to get them out. If at the end of this video you really feel like it was super valuable and you need to pay it forward, give the next homeless person you see $5 and don't worry about what they're going to do with that money. Now, to understand the science of weight loss, it's sadly necessary to remember quite a few things we've probably forgotten since junior high school. Not just the stuff you blocked from health class, but a little bit of math too. Now don't worry, I'm going to make it super simple and break it all down for you. Now, if I start explaining something you already know or think you know, I recommend you don't skip it. Many of the things people know about weight loss are wrong. But if you must, I've put in handy chapter markers so you can easily skip around. And if you don't quite get it, you can easily replay a section. All right, now to the topic at hand. Losing weight is a simple math problem. Simple math, almost impossible to do in real life. The first part of understanding the math is to understand what it is we're measuring. If we want to know when our car is going to run out of gas, we have to know about miles, gallons, miles per hour, miles per gallon. For weight loss, it's all about calories. Now, what are calories? I have no idea, and you don't need to understand the details either. All you need to know is that calories are a way to know how much energy is in something or how much energy is used when you do something with your body. Think of them as gallons of gas for your body. I have no idea what's in gasoline, but I do know that if there is none in my car, I am not going anywhere. Calories are just like gas for your body. If you don't eat, you don't move. If you move some, you gotta eat some. Move a lot, you gotta eat a lot. Every minute of every day, your body is using calories. Less when you sleep, more when you're awake. A lot more if you're running away from a lion. On average, an adult man needs about 1,700 calories and a woman around 1,400 calories every day. Yes, that's right, ladies. On top of everything else, men need more calories than women. However, this is for the average person doing much of nothing. If you have a watch with fitness functions, you can actually get a better picture of your calorie use. I have an Apple Watch. I'm sure Android has something similar, but you'll have to look that up yourself. For an Apple Watch, you just go into the Health app on your phone and browse to resting energy. Mine says around 2,000 calories in a day. In addition, Apple keeps track of your extra activity. This is called active energy. I burn an additional 400 calories in active energy a day. So resting energy plus active energy is my total calories used. For me, 2,400 calories. I know you're probably thinking, man, he must be a workout machine. 700 calories more than the average person? Wrong. Fat people burn more calories than skinny people. Heck, every time I have to get my butt out of this chair, I lift 40 pounds more than your size medium guy. Me and my size XL body moving around is the same as a size medium guy carrying one of those big 5-gallon water jugs everywhere he goes. On top of that, big bodies need more energy. All this blubber isn't going to feed itself to stay alive. It needs calories too. Okay, so now we know how much we're using. As every fat person that has ever visited a doctor's office, or perhaps just had an encounter with some busybody skinny person, we have been told you lose weight by diet and exercise. You know, the simple thing of eating less and using more calories. Less calories in and more calories out. Simple. Simple to say anyway. Let's dive into that. 1 pound of you is the equivalent to 3,500 calories. Eat an extra 3,500 calories and you will gain a pound. Starve yourself of 3,500 calories and you will lose a pound. It's so simple. 3,500 calories. That's nothing. And here is where it all goes wrong. Most of us have absolutely no idea what 3,500 calories means when it comes to food or exercise. It's like asking how to get to the moon. Everyone can point to it, but no one really knows what it takes to get there. Now let's start on the simple side of things, exercise. Well, simple from the math perspective. We all know exercise is hard, that's why they call it work. Most of us can walk, so let's start there. It's also convenient because walking 1 mile uses 100 calories. All you metric scientific people can stick it. You're going to have to do your own conversions. So, let's see. I need to lose 1 pound. Well, I need to lose 40 pounds, but let's start with 1. To lose 1 pound, all I have to do is use 3,500 calories more than I usually do. At 100 calories per mile, I only have to walk 35 miles. Nice. Let's see. I can walk about 2.5 miles an hour. So all I have to do is walk for 14 hours. I've lost a pound. Well, heck, I could do that tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow. I think I have to work, but definitely next weekend. Yeah, right. Now, I know what you're thinking. Walking must be too easy. Let's run. Now, forget that I've had 2 knee surgeries and there's no way I'm running a mile. But let's do the math. Okay, so now we're running. And running burns, wait for it, 100 calories in a mile. Running and walking burn about the same calories per mile. Now, running is faster, so it takes less time. I can probably run 5 miles an hour, twice what I can walk. Your average person probably can run faster, but for me, 5 miles per hour is it. So it'll take half the time, but the distance is going to be the same. I'm still going to have to go 35 miles. Okay, the keyboard warriors are now headed straight to the comments section to tell me how running does burn more calories than walking per mile. And this is true if you run fast enough. But most fat people, me included, can't run fast enough. Track stars They will run faster, and they do burn more calories per mile than your average person. But we can't do it, so hands away from the keyboard. So you're now saying, well, what about something harder than running? Actually, most exercise is about the same or easier than running. The only thing that's guaranteed to be a lot harder than running is walking upstairs. You will burn more calories walking a mile upstairs than running a mile of flat land, even if it takes you longer to walk up those stairs. Now, most of us are going to need an ambulance at the top of the stairs, but hey, it's going to really burn those calories. Just make sure you get an EKG and clearance from a cardiologist before you go running up a mile of stairs. Back to our math problem. Most experts say that losing 1 pound in a week is a very achievable goal. All you have to do is walk 2 hours a day, every day for a week. Or you can run for only an hour a day, every day. Easy. Actually, I've just looked at my calendar, and it turns out that spending 2 hours a day walking is going to present a few problems. Little things like my job and life are going to get in the way. I also don't think I could actually run for an hour without having some serious health issues. So let's try the diet thing. Remember, our goal is to lose 1 pound. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So if I just eat 3,500 calories less in a week, bingo, a whole new me. I've lost my pound. 3,500 calories, 7 days in a week. So that's only 500 calories less each day. Heck, that sounds easy. No problem. Warning, warning, danger, Will Robinson. It turns out there is a minimum number of calories that your body needs every day. Get less than that, and your body decides to slow things down so you don't need as many calories. It assumes the crops have failed and we need to survive through the winter, so we better stop doing some things that we don't have to do. That way we won't die right away. Eat too little and your body turns off important things that you might need in the long term, like say your kidneys. This makes sure you don't starve to death right now, even though there's some long-term health complications. You don't want that. So don't go below 1,200 calories in a day. For me, my total needs each day are 2,400. So if I eat 500 less, that's 1,900. I am totally safe. But women only use about 1,400 calories at rest. If you're a woman and you aren't very active, you may not be able to drop 500 calories from your diet and stay above that starvation line. Now, most fat men, and bigger women, aren't going to have a base rate so low. But just remember, you do need food, and you do have to eat the minimum, which is about 1,200 calories. Now you are waiting for me to tell you what you need to do to eat 500 calories less. Like, let's all go on the kale diet. That must be the key to success. This video is about the science of losing weight, not actually a guide to losing weight. Counting calories takes a lot of work and dedication to learn well. It's easy if you're at home and can look at the box of Froot Loops and see on the side that 1 cup is 100 calories, but it's a heck of a lot harder in real life. I don't have time to cover that. I could probably do a whole series of videos on that alone. I have no interest. I'm never making those videos. So back to our math problem. I burn 2,400 calories. I need to drop that by 500 to get to 1,900 calories every day. My Froot Loops are 100 calories in a cup, so that means 19 cups of Froot Loops a day. That doesn't sound too bad. Actually, it sounds completely terrible and it'll probably kill me, but this is a math problem, so 19 cups of Froot Loops it is. Problem is, I normally eat 24 cups of Froot Loops. Now I can only eat 19, and that's like eating about 80% of my normal Froot Loops. Sure, 20% less doesn't sound like a lot, but actually, it's a huge difference. Imagine if you could only put 80% of the gas in your car that you usually do. Let's say you normally put in 10 gallons, but now you can only put in 8. But you still have to go everywhere you went last week, but you only have those 8 gallons. Now sure, it's possible to get better mileage in a car. All you have to do is drive much slower, never step hard on the gas, coast into every stoplight and pull away super slowly with people honking behind you, maybe draft behind a few trucks on the freeway. It's theoretically possible to increase your gas mileage by 20%, but most of us couldn't do it. we would have to sneak into a gas station for an extra cup of Froot Loops once in a while. Maybe 2 cups of Froot Loops. So clearly, eating less without exercise is very hard to do. I'm really going to miss those 5 cups of Froot Loops each day. So the solution, diet and exercise, we combine the two. I don't have time to walk 2 hours a day, and I can't only eat 19 cups of Froot Loops, so let's do halfsies. Vigorous exercise for 30 minutes a day and eat 2.5 cups less of Froot Loops, and bang, a week later, I've lost a pound. It's so easy. All right, so why doesn't it work for most people? For that, you're going to have to watch part 2. I'll have a little pop-up somewhere around for the next video. Thanks, people. I know if you've watched it this long, you must have learned something. And you probably know someone that needs to learn this as well. So do me a favor and mash that thumbs up button. That way my YouTube overlords will pop this up and someone new might get to learn something as well. Thanks for watching me get this out of my head and into the world.